What's up? It's K.Honesty, and I'm about to review Tyler Perry's Ruthless, Season 4, Episode 6. So if you haven't seen the 6th episode of Season 4 of Tyler Perry's Ruthless, turn this video off right now. Go watch the episode. Come back and watch this video. Anything I say is my opinions. It does not reflect anyone or anything associated with the show. These are my thoughts and expressions. So don't bring that over here. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. It takes literally less than 5 seconds, and it's an easy and free way to support my channel. Give you 5 seconds. It literally takes like less than 5 seconds. Cool beans. That part is shorter than 5 seconds, but whatever. I'm not a public speaker, so I will tend to talk. Not a public speaker. Will tend to stutter, pause, you gonna hear me say like 1,000 times, so probably 1,000 times. Definitely gonna be looking to my notes that I take while I watch the show. All that good stuff. Might pause, can't gain my train of thought. I definitely just be talking like I'm just talking to anybody, whatever. Anything else? I usually have my handy dandy water bottle, which I do, but it's the morning time. So I got my coffee as well. So I'm drinking coffee right now. I'm just trying to let it cool off. It's hot as hell. I needed that because I'm just waking up. So I need that coffee. And usually I do smoke or whatever, but I ain't smoking this review. I just finished doing my review for the episode. I just finished doing a review for episode 9 of Power Ghost Book 2. So go check that out. So I'm feeling good right now. I don't need to smoke again. I just smoked doing that review. So I'm feeling good right now. I do Ruthless right now. See, I said reckless. Just drink my coffee and do Ruthless. I do like to grade the episodes before and after my reviews. I'm going to grade this episode A-. It was good. Because we had a little movement in this episode. That's why I say A-. I mean, it wasn't the best. But it's getting better. This is giving final season tease. Is this maybe the final season or the season before the final season? That's what it's giving. Because they're starting to bring stuff back up from what we remember from season 1. Anyway, so we get the first scene, which convenes from the end of the last episode where Andrew went to his trunk, get a spare tire, and the deputy pulls up on him. The female deputy that works with the sheriff. So I found out this episode, her name is Kate. So now I know her episode. I wanted to keep saying the female deputy. I still haven't found out the female FBI agent's name. I still haven't found out her name. They said the sheriff's name on here too, but I don't really care to know his name. I can just say the sheriff. He's the only sheriff on this jump. So the female deputy, Kate. So I'm going to be saying Kate now instead of saying the female deputy. So she pulls up behind Andrew, basically asking him, do you need help? And he's just like, no. You know, they get this long-ass dialogue. You sure? Because I can help you. Oh, no, I'm sure. I mean, I can do this. I'm sure. The back and forth. You know, it's the Tyler Perry show, so it's going to be that long-ass dialogue. So she was like, so then she says, I'm not leaving until you open the trunk. So she says that. They make it seem like Andrew's in a tiffy. Then they play a little theme song, when the sun goes down. So they make it seem like he about to be in a little situation. She was like, I'm not leaving until you open the trunk. But then right after the theme song go off, he was like, I promise you I'm fine. And she was like, okay. And I was just like, what are y'all doing? Y'all try to just make it seem like, oh shit, she not going nowhere till he opened the trunk. He in some shit now. But then right after the theme song, she just says, okay, well, let me know. I'll bring you some coffee on the way back. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? So she gets in her car. Andrew already like, oh, please don't get on your pager. Please don't get on your pager. Because he already know what that means. You know he FBI trained. So he know what that means when she get on her pager. So she gets in the car, gets on her pager. She pages the sheriff. She was like, I need you to run a plate for me. Sheriff, he hesitating like, what's up with the plate? What you think it is? So she gets to start describing Andrew, talking about he came from the Rockadooshie's camp. And that made the little FBI agent's ears perk up. So they go over there. Cal grabs the radio immediately. He was like, what are the plates? Give us the plates. Because, you know, the sheriff trying to stall it out. He don't want them to know about the... Like, of course, we know the sheriff's in on it. So Cal was like, give us the plates. So she gives them the plate numbers. And then she tells them, then they tell her to describe Andrew. So she's bald, black, basically, what she says. So they run it, and they was like, they tell her it was like the car stolen, hold him there. So then Andrew rushes her. He rushes Kate, knocks her out. At first I was like, did he kill her? Or did he knock her out? I was like, please don't tell me you killed the damn deputy. I shot the sheriff, but I didn't shoot the deputy. Anyway. But I was like, I hope he ain't killed the deputy, man. They already think... Because me, low-key, I don't think Andrew turned all the way fully. I mean, imagine he had to kill Brian or they was going to kill him. So I don't think he turned fully, but him killing that FBI agent, he going to be in a lot of shit. So I was like, I hope he didn't kill the deputy, but he didn't kill Kate. He just knocked her out. So he, yeah, so he rushes Kate, knocks her out. So Cal and the female agent and sheriff, they all run out of the station, running to her rescue, basically. I was like, oh shit, this shit kind of, we getting some movement. That's what I like. And it was one of the first scenes, so I was like, cool. So then we get the little scene, the soldier, George, he in the punishment trailer, because, you know, he said he was the one that was supposed to check Laura and Aaron. So he's in the trailer waiting to get punished. Daikon comes in. He asks him, Daikon, is the punishment going to be bad? And Daikon was like, I don't know. He was like, well, why did you do that? Why did you speak up for me? George was like, well, you are a leader and I'm your soldier. So I had to. Daikon was like, well, I asked the highest to go easy on you. And he was like, thank you, brother. And I was just like, I thought George had some other angle for wanting to be in the punishment trailer, but now he being grateful that Daikon's going to get the highest to go easy on him. I ain't get it. I don't know. He was like, me and the highest like the way you stepped up today. So then you got Malcolm. He's in the electric chair. Daikon is making his rounds, ain't he? He goes to the electric chair room, not checking on Malcolm, just to go to taunt him, basically. Malcolm's like, this is what y'all do. Y'all leave people in here to waste. Daikon's like, you ain't seen the waste yet. So Malcolm's like, I know Andrew's weakness. His weakness is his son, just then the third. And Daikon's like, we already know that. He's like, that does nothing for us. And I was like, didn't he tell them that his son died? I could have swore he told him that he killed his wife and his son. I don't remember. So Malcolm was like, well, what do you want from me then? Daikon was like, the highest has big plans for you, Malcolm. Daikon was like, we know you're an addict. So Malcolm get to laugh. Oh, that's what this about? Y'all gonna sit me in here till I detox? And Daikon was like, yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna do, but that's only the first part of the punishment. So I was like, damn, they gonna clean him up just to kill him? They gonna get him clean just to kill him? Well, I guess the fear would be more real if he's sober, I guess. I don't know. But then Daikon pulls out some heroin, waving in his face, and was like, you want some of this? You want some of this? So I'm just like, what is their point here? If they don't want no info from Malcolm, and they're just going to kill him anyway, what is the point of all this Daikon doing? But anyway, he waved it in Malcolm's face, was like, you want this? And Malcolm continued asking, he was like, man, what can I do to get out of here? What can I do to get out of here? Daikon was like, you'll see, and leaves out. I was just like, y'all not going to let him leave, so what's the point of all this? It's just kind of annoying. So Aaron outside the gates. I'm surprised he let his ass leave. If I was Aaron, I'd have just dipped. I'm sorry, bad wife. Not like that, but the way we found out their relationship set up, I would have dipped on her ass, or at least went in somewhere and got help and came back. Because like I said, if he go to the sheriff's station now, it's flooded with FBI. But either way, he stays because his wife is in there. So he outside the gates though. You know, Joan, she coming up to the gates. They about to get ready to go to the bank. So she wearing she dressed down. She wearing regular clothes. So Aaron calling Joan name. Joan's like, I can't talk to you. Ruth walks up to Joan and was like, what is Aaron yelling about? She was like, I don't know. Ruth was like, you ready to go to the bank? Joan was like, well, can't you tell? And she was like, I'll let you know after we get back or whatever. And Ruth was like, but you still not gonna tell me the amount, are you? And Joan was like, nope. So then the highest walks up, and then Daikon in the other car. Daikon pulls up in one car, another car pull up behind. So Daikon's like, we know Aaron is in front of the gate. The highest was like, I know. He was like, Daikon's like, what do you want us to do about it? The highest like the highest was like, well, Aaron's just upset because the Raku chose Laura over him. Joan was like, is Laura here? I was like, yes, she is, and she wants to stay. And you know, Joan was like, how wonderful, all that geeky shit. And Ruth was like, yes, that's amazing. So that's when the highest was like, did you know that he had a cell phone? So Ruth was like, did a little gasp. I was just like, bruh. So Joan was like, no, I didn't. So Daikon was like, you think he gonna go for help? He's like, maybe we should detain him. The highest was like, nah, he just in love, and I could tell he'll do anything for love. So the highest trying to use that to his advantage. And they know he come from money, so I already know what the highest trying to play at. He ain't letting Aaron go nowhere. This is all just a game for him. So Joan and the highest, they get in the car with Daikon, they all ride off. As they coming out the gate, Aaron runs up to the gate. He was like, he tells the highest, I'll do anything to join. I love my wife. He's like, she's all I have. The highest was like, well, I'll consider it and let you know when I get back. And I was like, this is all what the highest wants. He wants this. So then you get River, he runs up the roof, telling Ruth about Aaron having a cell phone. Like, did you hear Aaron had a cell phone? And it rang right in the middle of the highest giving his prophecy or whatever. And it was his mom and all this, telling the whole story. So Ruth was like, well, where is Laura at? So Ruth was like, well, she wants to stay. And Ruth was like, well, I don't trust that Laura and Joan aren't working together. Like, they trying to work together and they just gonna cut us out. So River tells Ruth that Laura is in the highest trailer. So Ruth goes up to the highest trailer. Manny's guarding it. I don't even get why. Because Laura's so high out of her mind, it don't even matter. So I don't even know why he guarding an empty house. Ain't nobody in there. But anyway, she runs up. Manny's there. She was like, how are you feeling these days? He was like, I'm feeling better and better. He was like, little by little. He tries to contest her from going in the highest trailer at first. She's like, are we really going to do this? I'm to be the wife of the highest. And then he eventually lets her in. So Ruth goes in the trailer and she's looking around. She don't see nothing at first. Then she turns around. Laura pops up like a goddamn ghost. Still covered in all that. Still ass naked, covered in all that powder and stuff. So Ruth's like, how are you? And Laura was like, I'm great. And this is paradise. All the shit, you know. She was like, what is this powder? Ruth was like, why? And Laura was like, well, it makes me feel amazing. Like, I feel like I'm breathing breath for the first time. She said all this shit, you know, all this stuff that making her feel euphoric. So Ruth was like, well, we've all felt that way. Laura was like, oh, he's done it to you too? Ruth was like, yes. And then Laura mentions Aaron. She's like, I wish Aaron could feel it too. She was like, where is he? So Ruth tells her, oh, Aaron's outside the gate. Because the highest didn't accept him. And Laura was like, well, that's too bad. And then she just was like, well, I want to sleep now, but I think I'm going to just stand here. And I was just like, what? Ruth was like, okay. And then she leaves out. I thought that was random, though. She said, I'm tired now. I think I'm going to rest. And then she said, it's okay if I stand here? And Ruth said, yeah. And then she walked away. So I was just like. So the FBI and the sheriff, they pull up to Kate. She handcuffed to the front of her car. So the sheriff was like, what happened, Kate? So Kate was like, well, he knocked me out and took my gun. So Cal was like, there in the dash cam footage. The female FBI agent was like, come on, this backyard ass town? Hell nah. So Kate was like, well, I don't think he wanted to hurt me because he kept saying, go to sleep. And he took my gun, like, basically like he was trained. Like, so Cal and the female FBI agent, they do like a demonstration. Like, did he take it like that? Kate was like, yeah, that's exactly how he took my gun. So they look at each other. It was like, oh, that's how we was trained in the academy. So the sheriff was like, so this guy is FBI? They was like, well, we don't know about that, but he definitely has to be law enforcement. They was like, well, where did he come from? And Kate was like, well, the only thing that way is the Rakadushi's camp. So then the sheriff was like, well, come on, Kate. You know Liz and Herbert live up there too. And Kate was like, well, they're dead, so why would he be up there? And I was like, why would you even bring that up, Sheriff? I was like, I guess I get you trying to steer the conversation away from the Rakadushis, but why would you bring up something like that when you know that two Rakadushis escaped and ended up at their house and ended up shooting them? So I was like, why would he bring that up? But either way, she was like, oh yeah, why would he be coming from there? They're dead. So that's when the female FBI agent was like, well, what happened with them? So sheriff was like, oh, some drug run. You know, we get drug runners up here from time to time. He be having them lies. Shut up, boy. So Kate was like, oh, that reminds me. I need to reach out to their son in D.C. Ask the FBI agents. You think you guys can help me with that? They was like, yeah, we could do that. Ooh, excuse me. So the highest, they pulling up the highest car and the car behind it. So Cal and them walk up to kind of like slow them down. So Daikon was like, how you guys doing? And he's like, if there's anything we can do to help. Sheriff was like, nope. That's when the FBI agent started telling him, like, oh, well, had a dude here, assaulted our officer, and in a silver car, whatever one they want to describe it. Daikon was like, well, what did he look like? So they tell him whatever. They were like, you know him? And Daikon was like, no, he got away. The female FBI agent was like, yeah, but we'll catch him. Daikon was like, well, I hope you do. And if we come across him, we'll let you know. I was like, ah. So that's when the female FBI agent was like, where are you guys going? Where you headed? And Daikon was like, business. She was like, I wasn't talking to you. So she talks to the highest. So the highest was like, business. So that's when she was like, is this your car? That's the highest that. The highest was like, it is. The female agent was like, oh, you must be very special. So that's when John wanted to chime in. He is, very much. I was like, girl. So Daikon was like, well, can we leave now? They were like, oh, okay, go ahead. By all means, you can leave. So Cal and the female FBI agent, of course, they don't buy none of this shit. She was like, he's evil. They was like, you think they know who Andrew was? You think they know who he was? Female agent was like, yeah, definitely. Cal was like, well, Mac, he's not been trying to give up the agents that was in the that's undercover, but we need it now. Like, we need to know. She was like, yeah, I'm gonna make a call and I'm gonna make a call to him, get the pictures of him. Only one in there undercover is Andrew. Malcolm came there, dumbass, on his own cognizance. On his own cognizance. I don't know the word. He came there on his own with Brian's wife. And then why did Brian come? Oh, Brian didn't come. He just didn't know the sheriff was shady and got caught up. So River, he comes out front to talk to Aaron. Just trying to get more insight because Ruth feels like that Aaron and Laura is there to be on the scheme to get the money. So River goes out there, talks to Aaron. He's like, how are you? And I was just like, River, why you out here bothering this man? He already irritated. I was like, go annoy somebody else. So Aaron was like, I'm just worried about my wife. So Rick was like, she's fine. Aaron was like, no, she's not, man. She wasn't herself. So Rick was like, it's just a ritual, and she'll come down soon. So Rick was like, why did you guys come here? So Aaron grabs him up and was like, come down from what? What is she on? That's when River was like, he was like, answer the question first. So Aaron was like, well, we came here because Laura wanted healing. So River was like, well, whose idea was it? So Aaron kind of says it was like both of their ideas. And then River was like, are you sure? Think about that question. So then Aaron kind of says it was more so Laura's idea to come there. My shoulder is bothering me. I don't know. So River was like, how well do you know your wife? He was like, she my wife. So Aaron was like, he was like, I don't even understand what you asking me right now. So River was like, well, would Laura ever try to like scam you? So Aaron get really pissed. He was like, what the fuck? He was like, who you been talking to? So River was like, what? He was like, you been talking to my parents on the phone? That's why you took the phone? So River was like, why would you say that? So Aaron was like, because that's what my parents said. They said Laura would only wanted me for my inheritance, and she would dump me after that. He's like, so they cut me out the will because of her. So I was like, oh, so he don't got the money that y'all thought he did. He got cut out of the will because of her. So River was like, is your family wealthy? So that's when Aaron started to catch on to what River putting down. He was like, what you want? You want money, huh? He's like, you want some money. River was like, no, I'm just trying to help. Aaron was like, nah, if you want to help, he's like, if you want to help, go get my wife and let us fucking leave. River was like, I can't do that. Aaron was like, well, stop talking to me then. And walks off on his head. I was like, I ain't lying. Just come out there just to rile him up. So then Manny comes out there and catches River. Was like, why you out here? River was like, just to get some fresh air. I was like, nigga, y'all live. You get fresh air inside the gates. But I was like, whatever. He was like, go back in. Manny tells the soldiers, hey, y'all don't let nobody out here. So Ruth, she runs up to talk to Zane. She's like, you feeling better? Because, you know, Ruth gave her that pill last episode because she was feeling the way about the men being able to marry. So Zane was like, yeah, I feel much better. She was like, what'd you give me? Ruth was like, Valium. Zane was like, I'm just so sorry. My anxiety, like, gets the best of me sometimes. It can get especially high, especially in this. She was like, it can get high, especially in this place. Ruth was like, oh, I know that. Ruth was like, I just want to know, like, do you still stand with us? Are you going to be able to still stand with us? Zane's like, I've been standing with y'all. Can't tell, this bitch been acting crazy. Ruth was like, yeah, but when you shot that guard, Zane cut her off, was like, well, he deserved it. Ruth was like, yeah, but I think it snapped something in you. Zane was like, no, I'm fine. Ruth was like, well, you've been acting strange. Zane was like, how have I been acting strange? I mean, you have. You have. Ruth was like, well, when you were talking with the elder mother and the highest, and then you punished the elder mother. Zane started laughing. Was like, oh, that little old thing. She just playing the game a little better than Ruth. So she said, oh, I just know how to act crazy, but I'm not letting them make me crazy. Ruth was like, okay, because she was like, I'm only acting crazy. I'm not letting them make me crazy. She was like, but I scared the shit out of you at River, didn't I? Ruth was like, yeah, but we were all so worried about you. Zane was like, don't worry about me. She started saying something about Paula and Lacey. So when she said that, I knew Ruth was about to tell her about Lacey. I already knew. So Ruth was like, Zane, I got something to tell you. She was like, but you got to promise me that you will stay calm once I tell you. She's like, you promise you're going to stay calm? Zane was like, yeah. So Ruth tells Zane Lacey's alive. Zane was like, that's impossible. Like, I saw her. And Ruth was like, yeah, I saw her in the infirmary. She's still alive. So Zane was like, I have to go see her. So Ruth was like, I knew you'd say that. Gives her the keys. She was like, I got the keys to the infirmary, but you have to bring it back. She was like, don't let nobody see you. And I was just like, I was like, what's Ruth's angle for letting Zane get this key into the infirmary to go see Lacey? I was like, what is her angle here? Because, I mean, because if Zane get in trouble, she ain't going to have the good graces like she had with Elder Mother and all them. So, I don't know I don't know. But, I mean, like 1% of me feels like maybe Ruth did it to snap Zane back into reality in a sense. Or maybe because she needed a friend. I don't know. A familiar friend. So, back at the sheriff's station, they just consoling Kate, making sure she okay. Giving her coffee because she was supposed to be going for a coffee run and that happened. So she was like, sorry I didn't get to come back with coffee. And I was just like, drinking my coffee. So Cal was like, you sure you never seen like the dude before Andrew before? Kate was like, no, like what you think I'm lying? Cal was like, oh, of course not. Your description was just like super vague. So Sheriff was like, well, she's been through a lot. Cal was like, I get that. The sheriff was like, well, how about you give it a rest? Female FBI agent tells Sheriff, she was like, well, Sheriff, how about you take a walk? Sheriff yells, was like, oh, what the fuck is this? Like, go ahead, just take over my station. Da-da-da. Female FBI was like, we don't want to do that. Sheriff was like, well, what are you trying to do? Cal was like, we're trying to solve a problem in your backyard. The sheriff was like, well, I can handle my backyard. You people come in here and start blowing things out of proportion. And Cal was like, your deputy getting assaulted, that's a proportion? Sheriff was like, I can handle this. He's like, you know what? If you guys think you can do a better job of running my town, then by all means have at it, or some shit he said. He's like, I'm going home. Leaves out. He just turns into Cal and was like, you better not follow me. Cal was like, I sure am. Will follow your ass. And they both leave out the station. So then Kate was like, oh, I'm so sorry about Sheriff. He isn't always like this. Like, he's just stressed. He'll calm down and come right back. And the female FBI agent was like, oh, okay. I understand. She tried to be the level-headed one, but she's the one that ain't playing. So she says to Kate, he was like, I got a question for you, but you cannot tell Sheriff. So Kate was like, okay, cool. So she pulls a picture up of Andrew, opens the folder, it's a picture of Andrew, shows it to Kate. She was like, is this the man that assaulted you today? And Kate was like, yeah, that is him. So female agent, she sighs, closes the envelope, closes the folder, was like, thank you. So that's when Kate was like, who is he? How is he involved in this? Female agent was like, I can't tell you all of that. So then Kate, she walks off to another room. And the female FBI agent, she calls Cal. She was like, yeah. She's like, she was like, it was Andrew. She's like, he was undercover too long. I think he's with them now. This, that, and the third. She was like, I just hope that somebody could pick up the vehicle that he's in. Cal was like, Cal was like, he just gonna start looking at tolls and stuff. And she's like, oh yeah, but do that, but still keep your eye on that sheriff. I'm glad they still keeping tabs on his ass. So he won't be able to go back and tell the Rackadooshies what's coming their way. You see, he couldn't even tell him about he told him about the two FBI agents, but he never get the chance to tell him about the sheriff station being overrun with the feds. Because they've been on his back, they've been following him ever since. And I was in the moment, the first scene of this episode, when Kate pulled up on Andrew, I was like, where's the female FBI agent? Because she told her last episode, oh, you're going to be like my best friend. I'm going to be up your ass. Like she told Cal to watch the sheriff. I thought they was going to be like together 24/7, but she wasn't even there in that moment. But she said she went to do a coffee run, but I was just like, okay, whatever. So then we get another scene, Reverend Ruth. He was like, I just saw, River tells Ruth, I just saw Zane. She was speed walking, looking down. She didn't even look at me. Like, do you know what that was about? Ruth was like, well, I told her about Lacey. So that's when Ruth was like, do you think that was wise? And Ruth was like, look, that she needed that. She needed a familiar friend in here. She was going crazy in here. Crazy as hell. So Ruth was like, well, what was that about at the gate? Because I guess she saw River talking to Aaron at the gate. So River was like, well, I think you were right about Laura. So he was like, Laura was trying to get Aaron's money, and Aaron's parents disowned him for that, like cut him out of the will and all that. So River was like, I do think Joan and Laura are in on this together now, and they trying to cut us out. So River, Ruth, she said sarcastically, she was like, oh my gosh, River, you're so smart. Like, basically saying, like, bitch, I've been saying this. So that's when River was like, well, we need to get this money and just make a run for it. So River was like, I'm down as soon as I get my daughter. So then River pulls out some keys. And I was like, when the hell did he get these keys? I think I did remember him getting the keys to the... No. He pulls out keys, give it to you like these keys to the children's trailer. Ruth was like, where did you get these? And he was like, I got them off Manny. Ruth was like, River. Because, he probably gonna think Ruth took them. So River was like, look, he was like, look, the elders take a break from the kids while the highest not here. So this would be your chance to go see your daughter or whatever. Which I think makes sense. They feel like, okay, when the highest here, they got to watch the kids because if anything happened, he going to want them to kill the kids. But when he not there, they know that they can rest easy. The kids are a little bit safer without the highest being there. Which is crazy. What if the feds ran in there while he was at the bank? So much for killing the kids. But you probably got some believers in there that would probably still try to attempt that shit. So then Zane, she comes in the infirmary. She sees Lacey there. She's calling Lacey's name like, Lacey. Lacey's like, I need water. So Zane started looking around trying to find some water. And Lacey was like, right there. Points down to this cup. And Zane was like, you saw this water? Lacey was like, I saw the elder mother drink it, so it has to be water. So Lacey takes a sip, spits it out immediately. She's like, oh, it's moonshine. So Lacey was like, oh, well, this look up there for amphetamine. So Zane gives her some of the pills, the amphetamine pills. So Lacey was like, all right, now leave, Zane. Zane was like, no, I need to help you. Lacey was like, no. Zane was like, well, let me at least go get you some water. And Zane was like, no. Lacey was like, no, I don't want you to get caught, this and the third. He was like, they'll catch you. And now Lacey knows, because remember at first when Lacey was trying to leave, she was just trying to get Zane to go through with her plans and all that. And Zane was like, no, like, Zane was being smart about it because she wanted to stay alive. But now Lacey knows, it's like, no, in her mind, it's like no escaping. So she don't even want Zane caught up anymore. Because at first she ain't care. But now she telling Zane, if she sees Zane as a friend, she's like, no, you just need to get up out of here before they catch you. So Zane leaves. But Zane still saying, I'm going to go get some water and I'm going to come right back. So probably going to see something with that later. And then we get this final little quick ass scene. Ruth goes to the children's trailer. I couldn't really tell. Was it empty? I guess it was empty. But yeah, that's how the episode ended. And like I said, I grade this episode at A- because of the fact that we had a lot of moving parts in this episode. Like, stuff was happening. The feds interacted with the Hyatts. So it was a whole bunch of stuff going on. And then we found out that Aaron and Laura wasn't the couple that we thought they was. A whole bunch of stuff. So that's why I said A-. Predictions for episodes to come. Well, I definitely think Zane gonna get caught trying to help Lacey. That's gonna come back to bite her dumb ass in the ass. The next episode should be the little marriage ceremony, right? So I wonder who gonna pick who and all that. What's that gonna entail? What does it mean that the kids are gone? What does that mean? Where are they? And yeah, if I was Aaron, I would take my ass to the sheriff's station right quick. But yeah, I can't think of nothing else. I don't think Andrew gonna... I mean, he might pull the thing off with the whole thing, but I don't think they gonna buy that shit. Just because. And they done saw him out now, so they know somebody could have went and did this. So, I don't know. But those are my predictions for episodes to come. Thanks for watching this video. Like this video and subscribe to my channel. And comment below what you thought of the episode, what you thought about what I talked about, what you would grade the episode, if I missed anything, all that good stuff. Yeah, like and subscribe. Easy and free way to support my channel, support what I'm doing. I'm new to this review stuff, so yeah, that's an easy way to help me out. Thanks for watching, and last time, again, like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.